Hey everybody, this is George, and we're doing our presentation a little bit different today. But anyway, here's the scoop. So everybody is talking about the market. It's going up, it's going down. It's the foreclosures are increasing, the foreclosures are decreasing. Whatever it is, when we look at today, we take a look at it and it says new home sales hit a 15-month high, which is different than a lot of folks have been talking about. So I wanted to make sure that you guys see this information in real time. Why in real time? Because when we talk about, let me get over to that screen. We've got folks that are talking about information in April and in May. And as you can see, that was done on June 27th on both of those. April home prices mark first annual decline. It's super interesting when you take a look at the information, right? And then you say, it's July. What relevance does this have for you to be looking at information from April and May? It doesn't. So make sure that you subscribe. In fact, smash that subscribe button, like and share this information with people you like. There's no selling. This is just good metrics. Now, I needed to wait one day so that we could get, all of the information. We deal with what's going on in the Northwest MLS on the residential side only for these videos. So when we talk about what the heck is going on, let's just take a look at that. So when we have this slide and it says, listen, you know what, even as we're coming into part of the vacation trifecta, you can see we have 875 new homes on market, 1,358 that have gone pending. So we are still taking off inventory more than what is coming on. So we're chink. We keep dropping that inventory level, and that is what is also basically giving us some price support because we don't have enough homes. We should have like 18,000, 22,000 homes, and as you're going to see here in a little bit, we only have about 9,000 homes. That is not enough for us to do what we want to do. And in fact, when you look at it, we have 1,222 closings. That is super normal. And that is a little bit lower than what it should be. But then again, heck, we don't have but half the inventory that we should have regardless, right? So when we take a look at this, now I know there's a lot of red scribbles here. What I'm trying to show you is that the light green are homes for sale. And as even you can see last year, we had a lot more inventory, and naturally, proportionally, we had a lot more sales. Now, when we look at it today, light green being homes available and dark green being the sold, you can clearly see how those two are related in our number of sales. Why? Interest rates, hitting the 7% mark. That's going to be a big deal. We need those to come back down to the 6.6 for buyers to come aggressively back in it. Now, here's the thing. After July 4th, remember, we get a big surge of buyers wanting to secure their home, get moved in, whether it's for school, their students, getting, things in before snow flies, get their new home. It is a common time for people to secure that home. And then part of the vacation trifecta, as we get to Labor Day, I believe it's Labor Day. I think it's Labor Day that's coming up at the end of August, first part of September. We have that last minute vacation and mindset. People's minds are getting students back in school, getting last minute vacations. The thought of having a home doesn't really kind of become more relevant until we hit towards the end of September, October, and then we get a big surge until the first couple of weeks in December. Now, during that time, we see a lot of things happening. And what you're seeing here is as predicted, kind of a modest growth. We're not going down. We are heading in an upward trend. So when we take a look at this next slide, here we go. You can see that new listings year over year, the highlighted column there, we're down 17,000 homes. Yeah. 17,000 less homes for buyers to take a look at. We also have 12,000 less sales. Well, of course, You can't sell on the MLS what is not available. That doesn't include off-market sales and whatnot, in which we help facilitate with. And that's completely, not reported here, not unexpected. They're off market, right? Now, when we take a look at, let's open this back up again. When we take a look at this, the same month, year over year, you can see that new inventory coming on market, 4,000 homes less than where we should be, 2,300 homes less than where we should be. Okay. Again, not uncommon. Remember, these are still super limited inventory numbers. And if we go back to pre-pandemic times, again, we should be, as far as total inventory today, we should be at around 18,000, 22,000 homes. So keep that in mind as you're looking at this and deciding, is it a good market? There are some sellers that are still coming out, many of which do not want to give up their 3 to 4% mortgages. Totally get that. However, there are some that still need to make that move. There are others that say, hey, now is the time to make a lateral move, a downward move, maybe rent their house out, make an upward move. We're dealing with clients on all of those levels. All right, let's take a look at our next slide here. When we talk about, this is super important. So this is the sold versus for sale, okay? Now, when we talk about for sale, we talk about the Northwest MLS residential only. You can see on the right-hand side that the average for sale, okay, which is up 5.4% year over year, is $1,076,000. That's the average list price, all right? Now, you can see we've kind of already peaked. It's been going down. It follows interest rates very clearly. And then as you can see, the bottom line, which is down 6.1%, that's the average sales price. Now, again, that does not mean that the market is going down. That just means that what buyers are buying is at a lesser price point. If you have a higher interest rate, okay, then you qualify for financing at a lower amount. It's common sense. So if we increase and double the amount of interest rate, okay, that means that our price point comes down. It doesn't mean that values have dropped, your actual home value, okay? That just means what people can afford to purchase hit that lower rung. And that's okay. That is totally normal. As we get lower interest rates, that will go back up again. The two follow each other very, very closely. Common sense. All right, let's move on. Let's take a look at a really important message here. When we take a look at year over year, you can see that last year we were between 105 and 110% of list price with 14 days on market, right? Whereas today we're at 39 days for an average sales price and 98%. You might say, George, what the heck does that mean? Okay, simple enough. Home is listed here, okay? If the home sells at list price, that would be 100%. But remember, last year with lower rates, as we're heading into this point, we were looking at sales prices that were higher. People were escalating over list price. Well, now we're taking at list price and we're coming down just a little bit. Because remember, when we talk about if your home sells in the first 7 days, you get between 100 and 107% of list price. You miss that mark and you go out to 20 days. You're looking at 98, 96% of list price, right? You miss that mark, you go up to 40 days, then you're looking at 92, 93% of list price. So remember, as you are longer on market, as a seller, you get less dollars in your pocket. As a buyer, greater opportunity for savings. So keep that in mind as you are looking at homes and how long they have been on the market. All right, fair enough. Moving on to the next slide here. Take a look at this. New construction. Now remember, we talked about existing homes, right? Let me go back one more slide here. When we talk about existing homes, okay, we're talking about we're down 17,000 for new listings and we're down 12,000 homes for sale, right? That's a big deal. Okay, now when we come in and we actually take a look at new construction, you can see that we are actually only 300 homes off of what we have sold year over year. And you're like, what? Yeah, we're only 300. 12,000 on all homes combined, residential, single family only, right? And we're only 300 off for new construction. Now, our inventory is up higher and our pendant are up 1,200 year over year. And there's always a little bit of lag, not only with sales, but because of new construction. But here's what's super interesting. Normally, new construction is only 10% of the market. Of all the available inventory available, okay? Available inventory available, I guess that's redundant. Anyway, when you only have when new construction is historically 10% of that, and then we double that, we go to 19%. Builders right now are absolutely killing it compared to the rest of the market. Oh, sure, they have a lesser market share, but when we're only 300 homes off year over year, 12,000 homes on resales, that is very clear message that the buyers are very much looking at new construction. One, because it's new, and two, because of limited inventory. Three, because they can get some pretty significant incentives and whatnot, and including some interest rate breaks. Super important. But let's take that to the next level. We talk about bank owned. Bank owned here, as you can see, where our homes are down to 49. And you might say, George, what the heck are you laughing about? That's because 10 of the 12 people came off the wall of shame. You might say, the wall of shame? What the heck is that? Those are listing agents that have marketed their clients as a bank-owned property when they weren't even bank-owned, which put them in a completely different box, which unfortunately adversely affected their seller. But anyway, when we were doing our research, we reached out to all 12, well, at least of the 12 that we saw, and said, hey, is this factual? And they're like, no, no, no. And 10 of the 12 went in and changed it. Immediately, you can see that we have come down in our numbers, which is great. Anyway, nonetheless, our REO inventory, bank-owned inventory, is super low. I mean, incredibly super low. And in fact, we are still one of the 5 sweet spots across the United States. And I think we're actually number 3. Now, here's what's super important. When we talk about metrics and whatnot, and yes, unfortunately, because of Freddie Fannie reporting and whatnot, we do have one set of slides here that's got to go back. And here we go. So Phil Hall, he says mortgage delinquency rates dropped near record low, right? So U.S., this is across the United States. So U.S. mortgage rates, okay, they actually dropped by 11% or 11 basis points, okay? Not 11%. Anyway, so that actually dropped down. The number of borrowers that were what we call severe delinquencies, all right, actually reduced because those are single point. Significant or severe delinquency is 90 days late or 3 payments, right? So when we take a look at that, we do have a 2.2% uptick in actual foreclosure filings. Not that it will amount to much. Many of our areas still have a lot of great equity. Remember, this is across the United States, but we're still 41% below where we were at pre-pandemic time. That's a big deal. Why is that a big deal? That's a big deal because even though we've been seeing some fluctuations and rates have been coming up and whatnot, foreclosure delinquencies are coming down. People are modifying. They're getting back on track, which is awesome, which is different than the commercial side. Now, you're going to hear commercial lending was a little bit out there because the feds have been increasing rates, and the $1 trillion of commercial loans out there that need to be refinanced are having a hard time when they were 5 years ago, 7 years ago, you know, in the 3.5, 4, and now they're in the 7.5 range. Okay, that hurts, and that is a huge uptick as far as commercial issues. Okay, that's a given. They're a little bit more volatile. Residential, completely different picture, regardless of what certain banks do. They say there's 250 branches that closed in the month of May. Okay, I get that. Depending on where it's at, everybody tightens their belt and whatnot. Okay, when you raise rates by the feds, when banks lend to each other, commercial lending and whatnot, that's a big deal. Mortgage rates, however, are bundled, they're packaged into mortgage-backed securities, and fired off and sold to your in billion-dollar portfolios called mortgage-backed securities. and sold to insurance companies. They're sold to retirement funds because they're consistent and they have a not a guaranteed rate, but almost a guaranteed rate because they know that the average person is going to make their mortgage payment. So keep that in mind. Two different games altogether. All right. Now, when we take a look at that, we take it one step further. Let's get you some really good information. If you want to really kind of dial in and you're looking at getting a mortgage, we will post our link here. We have a super cool tool that we've been playing with. This is a mortgage calculator, and as you can see, it breaks everything down, and it's very detailed. So you can say, when do I start? What if I play with my percentage of down payment? What, if I decide to pay mortgage insurance or not? What is what will my insurance taxes? How much of that goes to each one, and what does that look like? It's free. We will go ahead and put that up for you to take a look at. In addition to that, for those folks that really want to dial in a little bit more to the financing side of things, you can subscribe to our financial newsletter. It doesn't cost anything. All it is solely where we are trending. It delves in deeper than what we do on the video here to allow people to get better information. So anyway, let us know. Feel free to subscribe to the to the newsletter if you want. The calculator's free. We're going to post that for you. If you have any questions, let us know. We love questions. Absolutely. We get back to, well, except for on long weekends and on Sunday, we get back to you within about 30 minutes. In the meantime, you guys have a fabulous 4th of July. Happy Independence Day. I will see you guys on the next video, and make sure that you smash that subscribe button. Have some fun with it like we do. In the meantime, share the video with whom you like. And hey, if there's somebody you don't like but would really use the information, do so. We do appreciate it. We appreciate the fact of being able to help people and people that we don't even know. Anyway, in the meantime, I will see you on the next video. Have a great day. Take care.